PlayStation 5 Slim, all the way from Colombia. Let me show you what's going on. And in this baggie, we have a ripped off fan connector. So, new model, same problem. We need to get it apart, take a look at the damage, and go from there. For your orientation purposes, we will be working in this location on the board, the targeted area, when we're working on the fan connector. And we'll flip the board and work on the liquid metal because you have to do that on every one of these units, slim or regular. We have the board out of the housing. Let's take a look at the damage. First off, I do like the location of the fan connector on this board. It is not near anything delicate. You have plenty of margin for error working in here. There are some small parts you have to be cognizant of, it appears. That there and that there look like capacitors. Let's see here. Okay, we have this line right here, and the line has been ripped up, so we're going to need to reestablish that connection on this line. This one's ground, so we can use both sides to solder. The whole trick to these circuits is paying attention to what's isolated and what's not. So this whole line is isolated from here all the way here. Means we do not want any connection anywhere else except there. This one is connected to the ground plane, both sides. So we can make connection here, we can make connection here, and safe. But we cannot do that here because it is isolated. This is the only area we can solder here. We cannot solder over here because this is ground. Looks like we still have our anchor points, which is nice. So we just need to reestablish these three lines. You could probably get away with not doing the ground line, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway for security reasons. Just to make sure that the connector is nice and secure on the board. This one's going to be the easiest of them, and this one will be the more challenging. We don't really have a place to solder a new pad to here, so I'm probably just going to run the jumper and run it around the pin. I could put a pad here just to help secure it, but it will be completely secured by solder mask, and it may be worth doing that. I'm probably going to go ahead and peel up what's left of this because I don't think this loose stuff here is going to be very helpful to us. And the rest of this is pretty straightforward. Grab my X-Acto. And we want to make sure we get rid of it, not leave it on the board anywhere. You never need random pieces of copper laying around on your board. As we do not have a donor board for the PS5 Slim, we want to be very careful not to lose parts or anything, so, or nudge parts or knockoff parts. Strategic scraping. I think we will solder to this via and just kind of try to avoid the part. We have nowhere we can scrape here. Like I said, we'll have to secure that completely. If we decide to put another pad, we'll have to secure that completely with solder mask. Let's solder all this down. No problem. We will have to secure this one down a little bit on the other side using solder mask. We can go around a little bit on this one and give ourselves a little more area to solder it. That'll help. Clean up all that off the board. Okay, the rest I will need my equipment for. So, while I set up my equipment, let me throw up my expected temperatures for this job. These temperatures are brought to you by the associate links in the description. If you go to my video description and click on one of these links and buy any of this equipment, a small portion of that purchase will go to supporting the channel. And I greatly appreciate you and won't cost you an extra dime. Let's apply some flux so that we can tin the areas we're going to solder to. For this I'll be using my micro pencil, the WXMP. So I'm going to try to avoid that part as much as I can. Alright, I'll mess with that momentarily. I don't think we got enough of the coating off. Scrape a little more there, more liberally. Let's see if we can get some solder on there now. There we go. That's what we want. Now we're going to need to clean it off thoroughly. Now we see if our eye calibration is accurate. Today, as always, we're not using the copper tape for the adhesive properties. We're using it because it's a nice thin piece of copper. We can trim that down a tad. I think that'll work. Maybe trim it long ways a tad. Well, I don't think it's going to be necessary. It's not going to make contact with anything, actually. No need to overcomplicate this. Yeah, if we put it right there and just solder mask all the way around it, it should be fine. That'll be perfect. Might want the next one to be a little thinner. Right there. We trim it here. I think we're about right. Do want it to be a little long, because I'm soldering it on both sides. And hopefully one of these little pieces that we have trimmed will work for this. I think that'll work just fine, actually, right there. And then we'll have to run the jumper, but I think this will work just fine. I'm gonna flux these up and pre-tin them. This one just going to set in place. Well, we'll set that one in place once we are ready to do solder mask. These guys will go ahead and solder. And we're going to have to probably pre-clean that one, which will be a little bit of a different challenge. I usually like to clean off the adhesive after we've soldered, but I won't be able to solder that one, and we won't be able to put solder mask on it without getting the adhesive off. New models, new challenges. Not a big deal. So the other side. This is all ground, so no big deal if it goes over anywhere. As long as it doesn't creep into a signal line, we're good. In this case, we just don't want to make contact with anything that is uncovered. But it's okay if it creeps over the line, as long as there's solder mask where it's creeping over. All good. Nice and solid. Okay, move this one off, but we'll have to clean it. Go ahead and do our cleaning here. Knock all the adhesive off and all the flux. These are the easy ones to clean because they're soldered onto the board now. Can be a little bit liberal, not too liberal because we don't want to knock off parts. But now when you get to the point where you have donor boards for consoles, you don't have to be quite as panicked about maybe knocking off parts. But generally good practice if you don't have them, not to knock off parts. Okay, those are nice and clean. We still need to clean off our other pad. And this is just me trying to figure out my approach to this particular model board. I have not done one of these before, so I have no idea if this is going to be the approach I want to do in the future, but we're going to try it on this one. I feel like this will be the best approach, but who knows? We're going to go well outside the lines here because we need the light to travel under the pad. In order to do that, we must kind of create a light pipe that will go under the pad. And a little air to that side a little bit. Don't want to make contact with the anchor, but I think that will be just about right about there. That looks good. Might as well do the rest as well here. We're putting it on these other pads so that when we go to solder the connector back on, when you're applying heat to them, the solder joints will wet again and they could float or get sucked into the connector. Various other things you don't want to happen. So the solder mask will help to secure it down. Now we're going to stick our lamp on there, turn it on, and walk away. Let it get a nice thorough cure. Go eat some lunch or something, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Had a nice lunch, and everything looks solid. Don't think that's going to go anywhere. Still need to run our jumper and probably secure it before we get too crazy. Go ahead and pre-tin here. Do our soldering, then clean up, and then secure. We're going to need a jumper wire. Take a look and see if we got one in the tray. That'll work. I'll look at my wire real quick and see if we got anything. Looks better. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Nice thick one. By thick, I mean microscopic. Scrape off some enamel. Solder him. Need some solder though. Put some solder on the tip. There we go. And we will need a bigger iron for that. Okay, again, this is all experimental. Not sure if this is going to be the best way to do this, but we are trying. New layouts, new challenges. Let's get it nice and clean, and then we'll do a second application of solder mask. You can see all that flux around the wire. We want all that gone. Flux and solder mask do not mix at all. I think we'll just go ahead and cover up that little part. Get our jumper completely secured. Hopefully he does not come undone. Maybe hurt myself by covering up that part because we need some place to measure and make sure we have connection. Once we get this soldered down, if I can clear off at least the side of that cap so I don't have to scrape later. There we go. Should be enough to measure. We'll set it aside for another cure. Seems solid enough. Didn't require as long as the rest of it. Wasn't that much to do. Let's clean up their connector. Need to remove these old pads. Otherwise the connector looks fine. Flux up our area. I may need to turn this around so that I can solder it. Okay, solder on there. Anchors. Might be a little more challenging than normal because there is not a lot of space to solder those. I'm halfway wondering if I shouldn't scrape off a little. See if I can make it easier. But we'll try it without. Hard part, we'll be getting it flat. Okay, it's on there. Believe it or not. You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and scrape those and put a little solder. Widen those anchors just so we can more easily solder this connection. I'd ideally not want to use hot air here. Give it a try now. Come over a bit. Still not aligned, I don't think. Well, seemed to be alright. Okay, that'll work. Just this thing's so wide it looked like it was off. Let's see if we can get this other side in. Now. Okay, I think we got it down. Add some more flux. Add some more solder. There we go. That thing is solid on there now. Looks up our pins. You're down. You're down. Right down. Make sure we're solid. Solid, solid, solid. Solid. Now we need to check. Make sure we have a connection from that pin to that part. Scrape off a little of our wire. I don't want to mess with that part. There we go. Excellent. We are connected. Okay, one final look. That is about as solid as you can get it. In this case, it is actually better than factory. Let's get it back together and give it a test. I hope you're getting value out of this video. Just a reminder, if you find you're not ready to tackle this, I do offer these services, both locally and mail-in. Just head over to micromage.repair, click free quote, fill out the form, and I'll get back to you personally. If you mention this video, I'll give you 10% off on your repair. But before we can continue any of that with the testing, we have to deal with this. Because that is not going to work. That's not doing anybody any good at all. Barely any liquid metal on the die itself. All off to the sides. Now, I don't know how much of it will stay on the die through shipping, but we'll do our best. So that went fairly smoothly on this. Do the heatsink as well. At least some on the heatsink. Just needed to be sprayed. I was all pulled up in one area. That's good. Excellent. Easy peasy on this one. It's like fan spin to me. That's a good sign. Okay, we're back up and running and our fan is spinning. Excellent. After much pain, it's back together. We'll reassemble completely and test again. Okay, we're back together and we're back up and running and fan is spinning. My job here is done, finally. Yeah, unfortunately, some people should really not take these apart. By some people, I mean most people. If you got value out of this video, I think you'll get value out of this one, and I'll see you there. Until then, have a blessed day.